Bob, when was that? What year was that when he built that for you?
When I met Harry, the
Yeah.
first year, 1970.
72?
Six.
76?
76.
Well, I ran into Harry, it was probably, I guess it was 1980 is when I first ran into Harry. He was seeing a girl, or knew a girl, that up here from Professor Moriarty's, I think it was, that Diane Demers. And Diane said, I knew Diane from being in the bar. And I said, look, I've got a house up in Killington. She goes, I want to get out of here for a weekend. I said, why don't you take you and your friend and whomever and go on up to Vermont and do some skiing. I had my house in Killington. I said, go on up there and ski for a little while. So Harry and I had never met by that time. And so he went up and they went skiing, and I think it was about a year or two later, he was doing some construction up in the area. He was working, I remember some of those stories because he's been around he's been around with me since 1980, 81. He was doing, I said to my sister the other day, I said, how long have I known, how long have I really known Harry? He said, well, he did work on my house down in Loudonville, okay, so I know that's where she grew up, not grew up, but we're from that area. And he did some work on her house back in the 80s. He was working for me at the time, or came to work shortly after me. I'm an electrical contractor. I don't know if I mentioned that. My name is Doug Dockendorf. So I have heard all of your names. I heard Mark. I know you. I know Steve Herrick. I've heard your name. Pete Smith. I've heard your names. I know all of you pretty well because I have heard all the stories of your lives because he told me everything. Thank God the statute of limitations is over. So you're all good with me. I'm good. I'm good with it.
We're going to go to an ATM.
I drink in Corona, but it's But Harry, my God, I mean, the things, so he started working for me, I guess, in the 80s, and as I said, I'm an electrical contractor, where Harry could just pretty much do anything. The sucker could put anything together, he just could do it. And he was mechanically inclined. I said, Harry, if I can do it, you can do it. I said, all you have to do is be a little mechanical. So he started working for me, and then just before he left he didn't leave for summer camp. He called me one day, and he goes, Doug. I go, what's going on, Harry? He says, I gotta go. What do you mean? He said, the DEA's picking me up in 2 days. He said, I just got the word. He said, I said, oh, this isn't good. He said, pick up my car. It's going to be in Albany Airport, okay, and pick it up, and, I'll see you. All right? I'll see you whenever. Off he went. It was, I think, October, November I'm not sure what year it was. But he called me. His birthday is January 1st. And he called me, and I heard his party in the background. I said, Harry, where the hell are you? He said, you're not going to believe it. I said, I probably won't. He said, I'm on the president of Costa Rica's boat. What do you mean? What do you mean? You're on his boat? He goes, yeah. I said, no way. You're full of shit. No, I tell you, here, talk to him. So, no, the guy gets on the phone, he goes, no, he's telling the truth. And the next thing I know, we didn't hear it. He called me every year, and a year went by, and he called me on January 1st of the following year. And then he called me one day, and he said, Doug, I can't stand it anymore. He said, I got to come home. He said, I'm going to make a deal. And he said, I'm going to come home because I just can't stand being away from all the family that I have and all the people I know. I just can't do it anymore. So he decided at that time to come back. And I remember, I know he had, I don't know what transpired, but I heard that he had gotten back into the country and that he was in Albany County Jail. And a guy named Dennis Franklin, I don't know if you guys remember that name? Dennis Franklin. He was kind of a builder. He did some building and stuff like that. But they were doing, I think, White Farms Road maybe at the time. But Dennis said, hey, look, Harry's in jail. What are we going to do? Well, let's go get him out. So we went down, we picked him up, and we went to N, and the judge is going, Well, I don't know, and the prosecutor was there, and the prosecutor was saying to me, look, the prosecutor was talking, he said, look, Mr. Dockendorf doesn't have much better record than goddamn Harry does. I go, well, wait a second, Judge. I go, Judge, look, I'm not on trial here. I said, he is. And Harry goes, yeah, Your Honor, that's correct. So, he said, look, I said, like a long story short, I said, Judge, what's going to take to get him out? Prosecutor, we want $100,000. We want $100,000 to get him out. $100,000? Do I look like I got $100,000, Judge? Judge says, how about 25 grand? Done. You need cash, or you take my signature? He said, I'll take your signature. So we signed for him. I said, when can we take him? He said, you can take him right now. So we took Harry out, and we signed for him. We got him out of jail. And we came home that day, and then a friend of ours, a guy named Matthews Bus. You ever hear of those guys? Mark Matthews? Mm-hmm. Mark he was dating this girl one time. I don't know if it was his girlfriend or if his wife, but I said, Harry, you got to come with us. We got this limo. I said, Jesus Christ, I just got out of jail. So Mark, we picked him up, we went out in the limo, and we're driving around town, and Mark got in a fight with his friend, his girlfriend or wife or whatever it was. He says, Doug, just take the car. Here, go on, get out of here. Take the car. So off we went, and we were going around town. A guy named Nord, remember Nord? Uh-huh. Nord? Who knows Nord, right? So we got Nord, right? Nord ended up driving. We picked up Nord. Next thing you know, Nord's driving the car. So I go, holy shit. So it's like 4 in the morning, and Harry could drink till dawn. I don't know why, but I got a couple good ideas. He ever leave you a present on the top of a toilet someplace?
What year is this?
I don't know. This is back in the 80s, Judge. I don't think you were a judge then, though. You were. So, but no, just so we have full disclosure, my sister used
I wasn't the judge.
You weren't the judge at the time, and Steve Herrick had used. My sister had used Steve Herrick. You got to know this guy named Steve Herrick? I said, well, I think I think he knows some people I know. So anyway, we're out and we're drinking all goddamn night long, right? It was 4 in the morning. I said, Harry, I gotta go home. This is not good. I said, I am Harry, and you got Nord driving. It was me, him, and in the back of this limo. Right? I said, what are you gonna do? Harry, drop me off. So he dropped me off. I was shot. I wake up in the morning, I go, holy fuck. I go, where's the fucking limo? So I call Harry, I go, Harry, where the fuck is the limo? He said, I bought it back, you fucking guys left me in a bad spot. I'm driving down the road, I just get out of jail, and I'm in a limousine driving down, and I got my head like down underneath the thing, because I didn't want anybody to recognize me. So that went on, and I called me, I said, no, I brought it back to the barn, it's in the goddamn barn. All right, so I called Mark, or I think it was Mark Matthews at the time, and I say, hey, Mark, look it, your limo's safe. There's nothing broken. It's back in the barn. Good, he goes, good. So that was how I kind of met Harry. And we've really been friends forever. He would leave town, he'd come back. And you can always tell when you're really good friends with someone because, it feels like, hey, you hadn't seen him for a year or 2 years or whatever it was. And he would just be the same. Mm-hmm. He never changed. He was all the same, and if he was your friend, he was your friend for life. Mm-hmm. And he was a great guy. Yeah. One of the things he used to tell me about you girls all the time is how much he loved you. You hear it from him, but you don't necessarily know how much he told that to everybody else. He loved you girls to death. And his wife. Yeah. And my God. But, he would say, I'm so proud of them. You too, Beth. Yeah, I know. But no, he really was, you know, and he was an amazing guy. He was a guy that, he had a great charisma about himself. I mean, he could talk to anyone. I mean, I put him up at Skidmore College. You know, Harry was not a great electrician, but he had such great bullshit. I mean, I am telling you, there was nobody better. I mean, I put him, Harry, I said, this is all T&M up here. Just take care of him. Yeah, no problem, Doc, I got this. 4 years later, he came out. You know? But that's, you know, and we've been friends forever, you know, and I mean, I got a million stories. I mean, the times that we were together and the times he was out fishing, you know, and a couple guys were catching some big fish and he pulled in a little fucking fish this big, right? He goes, oh my God, he says, this is ridiculous. He stuck some cocaine in that little fish's mouth and threw it back, and you go back and tell your big guys where you got that from. And you know, if you know Harry, that's a true story. I mean, it's just unbelievable the things that happen. I heard that story, and then the story about taking that trip. He had told me the story about that. I have a million of them that he told me, but he was one in a million. He was one in a million that, you know, my God, I think about it, and I'm going to miss him truly. I'm sad that he's gone, and I'm going to miss seeing him again, you know? And if my phone doesn't stop fucking ringing. But anyway, that's how I know Harry, and you know, as I said, he's got there's a million stories that all of you got. I'm sure that we could pass this around and you could tell just one funny little story about Harry Olson, and I'm sure that wherever he is today, it's a little less serious. But that's pretty much it. I mean, as I said, him and I have been friends for 38 years, and I am sad to see him go. It makes my heart sad today. But he loved all his friends. He loved everybody, and he was just a great guy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks, Dougie.